We're still here in chapter 26 of Leviticus, and everything we've been talking about over the last hour, couple of days, year for that matter, is coming together here. Now you remember I already spent a lot of time explaining to you about this 7 times, sevenfold, vengeful cycle of judgments. And I explained it as a world age period that was consistent between the Hebrew and the Mayan calendrical system by about 5,000 years. And the ideology was shared by both end in serpent destruction. And we see now that both are related to a depopulation event. Now, what we see here in Leviticus and what we saw in Atrahasis was just a greater detail of how this was taking place and what the plan really was. At the same time, Leviticus has given us a greater view of another cycle of a group of 4 sevens that equal up to 28, of which the last 7 is found here on the 28th verse. This has a lunar significance, but I'm not going to talk about that cycle at this time. But it's within a world age. Now what I need to do is come back here and show you what those prophesized 7s were again, so that you can see that we're completely consistent with what we have already spent so much time sharing with you, what I have, what many of the people in the comment sections have been doing. They've been adding information here to this. So if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Well, that's exactly what we need to understand, and we already understood it. We've got the sevenfold judgment of Cain. We found out that it was increments of 70 generations times the magic number of precession 72, in which completes our perfect circle, our 360 degree, which in other words translates to 12 signs of the zodiac. But of course the Mayan records it as 13 Baktuns, and then we see the Hebrew, which is similar in its record, by recording it as the 13th judge of Israel, all associated with Dan, all associated with judgment. And then Dan is supposed to return at the end of this age. He just so happens to be the 13th judge. The end of the age just so happens to be the 13th Baktun. The 13th Baktun just so happens to be 12 times 12,000, which equals 144,000 days, which equals 394 years, which 144,000 days is exactly 12 times 12,000 of 12 tribes of Israel supposed to be saved in the last days, 144,000. So I think that you can see the significance of that. Now, we're going to show you the significance of this Lamech part, but the 70 generations, we already saw that prophesized in Enoch, which is telling us that over these cycles from Genesis recorded that there would be 7 separate cycles of 70 generations apiece, which is roughly 5,000 years from Genesis, and we're in that last period now. So that's what I showed you here with these cycles so that you can visualize that this was one great year cycle containing 5 world ages. We had to go back into another great year, which puts us at about 36,000. If we counted back 7 of these world ages from this point here at the Eden event, 1, 2, 3, these are 5,125 year increments, 4, 5, 6, 7, into the 13th Baktun, cosmic alignment, cosmic womb. This is the dark rift, the dark road, which you don't want to enter. And of course, this is the serpent's mouth, all at the same time. This is the judgment, the 13th Baktun, as we find out that this judgment is by these wrathful, vengeful ones, even in the cosmology, as you can understand. Well, that's exactly what I showed you here, that we had a 7-stage cyclic event, that I originally told you this without this other scriptural support. And I went into great detail with it to say that it started from the Garden of Eden and that it ended at our time now. And that's exactly what I just showed you in great detail in the Bible, that we have a 7-cycle event that is taking places, which is now, this is world age periods of about 5,000 years, 5,125, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, which puts us right here at the end of the world age, which is the 13th Baktun, December 21st, 2012. Like I said, I'm not saying anything happens on that day. I'm just saying that's when this world age is accepted to end, exactly at December 21st, 2012. So we're in this end of this prophesized 7 cycles of judgment. I'll be back.